Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, and thank you for stopping by. All right, guys, tonight we're going to do our second piece of this existing ABC puff piece with David Hogg, the gun control, March for Our Lives, all that shenanigans. Now, we did a video this morning for our episode of Bullet Points where I actually showed you clips of the ABC anchor completely capitulating to David Hogg, giving him all the cues, giving him all the press, the puff pieces, even asking him if he's going to run for office. I know. Well, what I'm going to do now is I'm walking through the actual article, which is citing all the pieces and the frustration they're having on the gun control side, and they're starting to ramp up towards pressuring midterm candidates. This is where it's going to get really interesting. I've said there's going to be a lot of interesting interactions with gun control, gun rights in the midterms, and this is what they're angling at. Now, again, this is March for Our Lives. This is along the same level as Moms Demand Action, Giffords.org. That's these people, okay? Because they're all running the same circles. Everything is linked in the description box below, but I want to show you the actual brass tacks that underline the video I showed you today. All right, so like I said, it's linked. Let me know what you guys think. Let's dive in here. So this is from the article, same one as this morning. Parkland shooting survivors. Activists call on lawmakers to pass gun reforms as midterms approach. Body bags representing those killed by guns were placed on the National Mall. This was from March 24th. Now again, keep in mind, they say we're the ones that just don't care about lives, but they're actually positioning body bags on a national mall, and they are writing out thoughts and prayers. Like, if that's not kind of macabre and gross, I don't know what is. But check it out. On the 4th anniversary of March for Our Lives rally, more than 1,100 body bags, each one representing 150 people, were placed on the National Mall Thursday to mark the more than 170,000 people who have died from gun violence in the U.S. since the situation in Florida. Well, there's only one little problem with that fact, is that's a complete misnomer. So 170,000 people were not gunned down as the video show, like the picture I'm showing you shows. It says we were gunned down. We demanded change. Well, technically 2/3 of those people were self-inflicted, which is terrible in its own right, but it's not able to be represented as we were gunned down, misrepresenting the fact that all these lives were lost in the same way when they clearly were not. That's your first little giveaways when they misrepresent the truth. Now, like I said, I showed you that picture, kind of gross, and this, it's so, ugh. The body bags facing the Capitol Thursday spelled out thoughts and prayers, a common phrase lawmakers use in the wake of tragedies. Now, here's the first thing. If they're trying to garner people to their cause, writing out letters and sentences using the fictional bodies of people who have died, that's next level disgusting. Just saying. And again, going back to that same thing, 2/3 of which were suicide. Now, this is in about a 4-year period. Again, no death is okay, but to lie and say that 2/3 were not suicide and they were all gunned down because they demanded change is not accurate. But now, listen to what they're saying, because they're going out against the Democrats, and this is where they're going to start to lose their power. This is important. Even though Democrats took the White House, Senate, and House in 2020, the activists said no major gun control legislation has been passed. No kidding. While President Joe Biden has called on Congress to act and pass background checks, Hogg said simply calling for it is not enough. Quote, "We need leadership, not salesmanship on this issue," Hogg said. Well, now this speaks to his complete misunderstanding of how the system works. Just because you have a D behind your name, or an R behind your name for that matter, doesn't mean you are going to completely subvert the Constitution of the United States. For example, Manchin in West Virginia, Sinema in Arizona. There's a lot of other Democrats who are in red states who are not going to vote against the gun rights of those people because they will lose power. It's kind of the way our system is set up. And again, if you want to go down the road of completely repealing the Second Amendment, which is the end destination of these people, you've got to get 2/3 of Congress. Good luck. So you're relegated to keep on nibbling at the edges and doing all these annoying little things that you're trying to do. The main thing here is the population is not exactly where they perceive the population. Check this out. This is what he says at the end. As midterms approach and candidates begin to develop campaign strategy and court voters, March for Our Lives activists urge younger voters to consider the representatives' records on gun reform as they cast their vote. Now, that's a perfectly reasonable thing to say. Hey, make sure you know what they stand for before you vote for it. I'm not going to hate anybody on that. But the hard reality that they're facing, and they're starting to realize, is every single voter in the United States is not exactly in the exact same place that they believe it is. In fact, in the video that he states 90% of people in the United States, all people in the United States want universal background checks. Then why hasn't it happened? if there's truly a representative government that's in place and all these people represent the wishes of their constituents, why hasn't it happened? He blames the filibuster. The dirty little secret, that filibuster excuse is just that. It's an excuse so the Democrats don't have to say to the gun controllers, yeah, that's unconstitutional. But they can say, oh, we want it, but that darn filibuster. They're hiding. They're cowards. They want power. No kidding. We all know this. But the entire thing that I'm trying to drive home here is they're going and threatening, saying, well, you're not going to get the youth vote. You don't speak for the whole youth vote. Just like Democrats don't speak for the whole women thing. Just like feminists don't speak for the whole women thing. In fact, the fastest growing demographic in the United States of gun ownership is women and minorities. Just saying. That's what I've got for you guys tonight. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and I'll see you tomorrow morning on the bullet points. I'm Braden. See you later.